You know that moment when you open your bank app and instead of feeling stress, you feel calm? No panic, no mental math, no "can I afford this?" Just peace. That feeling doesn't come from being a millionaire. It actually starts at a much smaller number, a number most people completely ignore. Everyone online keeps repeating the same thing. Make six figures, hit $1 million, then you'll feel rich. But that's not how it works. There's a hidden financial checkpoint, and once you cross it, everything about money changes. Your decisions change, your confidence changes, even the way you think changes. And that number is $20,000. Take a few seconds right now to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge difference. Think of your finances like pushing a broken car. At the start, it barely moves. Every inch feels exhausting. You're using all your energy just to keep it going. That's what life feels like when you have no savings. But once that car gains momentum, you're not pushing anymore. It starts moving on its own. That's exactly what happens when you reach $20,000. Before it, life feels heavy. After it, things start working with you. Here's what nobody tells you. The biggest shift isn't your money, it's your brain. When you're broke, your mind is in survival mode. Every decision feels urgent. Can I pay rent? What if something goes wrong? What if I lose my job? You're not thinking about growth. You're thinking about getting through the week. But once you have a solid buffer, everything slows down. You stop reacting and start thinking. Instead of, how do I survive? You start asking, how do I grow? That single shift changes your entire life trajectory. Now let's talk about something powerful, momentum. Saving your first $20,000 feels slow, painfully slow. It might take you over a year of discipline, sacrifice, and saying no. But here's the twist. The next 20K comes faster. Why? Because now your money is working with you. It's no longer just your effort, it's your money plus your effort. And as that grows, your money starts doing more of the work than you do. That's when wealth building stops feeling impossible and starts feeling inevitable. At low levels, investing feels pointless. 10% of $1,000, that's just $100, not life-changing. But $20,000, now you're talking real money. Now your money is generating money that actually matters. And that's when it finally clicks. This is how people build wealth. But here's the part most people miss. Saving $20,000 isn't just about the money. It proves something deeper. You can control your behavior. You can delay gratification. You can stay consistent. You can build something long-term. That identity is more valuable than the money itself, because once you become that person, you don't go backwards. Money doesn't just buy things, it buys options. Without savings, a problem is a crisis. With savings, a problem is an inconvenience. Car breaks, you're fine. Unexpected expense, you're fine. But more importantly, you can finally say no. No to bad jobs, no to toxic environments, no to opportunities that don't serve you. And that's real power. When you don't need your next paycheck to survive, you walk differently, you speak differently, you negotiate differently. You stop acting out of fear and start acting with confidence. And ironically, that's when more opportunities start showing up. Here's where people mess everything up. They finally hit $20,000 and then they spend it. New car, expensive trip, lifestyle upgrade. Listen carefully. That $20,000 is not a reward. It's a foundation. It's the seed that can grow into everything. Destroy it and you reset your progress. Protect it and it changes your future. At this level, your mindset evolves again. You stop stressing over small purchases and start focusing on big decisions. Because the truth is, skipping coffee won't make you rich, but where you live, what you drive, how you invest, those decisions, they shape your entire financial life. $20,000 won't make you rich overnight, but it will do something more important. It will change how you think. And once your thinking changes, your actions follow. And once your actions change, your entire life starts moving in a different direction. So don't chase millions right now. Focus on the first milestone, because everything after that gets easier.
Ever notice how people get excited about investing while quietly ignoring the financial mess sitting right in front of them? They'll talk about stocks, crypto, the next big opportunity, but at the same time, they're carrying credit card debt that's charging them over 20% interest. That's not investing. That's like trying to build wealth while something is actively draining it behind the scenes. Hi, I'm Nick, and I've spent years studying how money actually works, and one pattern keeps showing up over and over again. Most people aren't failing because they don't invest. They're failing because they invest in the wrong order. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact sequence you should follow if you want to grow your money the smart way, without wasting years making avoidable mistakes. Step 1. Build a safety net first. Before you even think about investing, you need a buffer, because life doesn't wait until your portfolio is ready. Your car breaks down, you get hit with a medical bill, something unexpected always shows up. And if you don't have cash saved, you're forced to sell investments at the worst time or go into high-interest debt. That's why your first goal is simple. Save your first $1,000 quickly, then build it up to 1 month of expenses. Eventually aim for 3 to 6 months. It's not exciting, but it's the thing that keeps everything else from collapsing. Bomb step 2. Kill high-interest debt. Now here's where most people go wrong. They start investing while carrying debt that's growing faster than their investments. If your credit card is charging you 20% plus interest, that's not just debt, that's a guaranteed loss every month. Think about it this way. Paying off that debt is the same as earning a risk-free 20% return. There's no stock, no crypto, no strategy that reliably beats that. So before you try to grow money, stop the money from bleeding out first. Money step 3. Take free money from your employer. Now there's one exception to the pay debt first rule, and it's a big one. If your job offers a retirement match, take it, because that's not investing, that's free money. If your company matches part of your contribution, you're instantly doubling a portion of your investment. Even if you have debt, this is usually worth doing first. But here's the key: only contribute enough to get the full match, then go back to focusing on your debt. Brain step 4. Use tax-advantaged accounts. This is where people mess up. Once your foundation is solid, now you start building real wealth. And this is where strategy matters. Most people jump straight into random investments, instead of using accounts that legally reduce how much tax they pay. Start with an IRA. Why? Because you get more control, lower fees, better investment options. Then once that's maxed out, you can go back and increase contributions to your workplace plan. Wade step 2. Quick decision. Roth versus traditional. This is the question everyone gets stuck on. Pay taxes now or later? Simple way to think about it. If you earn less now, Roth usually makes sense. If you earn a lot now, traditional can reduce your taxes today. Not sure? Split between both and give yourself flexibility later. Piece step 5. The hidden weapon most people ignore. Now, here's something most people completely overlook: health savings accounts. If you qualify, this might be one of the most powerful tools available, because it gives you a tax break when you contribute, tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. That's 3 layers of benefits. Used properly, this can become a massive long-term advantage, especially for future healthcare costs. Rocket step 6. Max out your retirement accounts. At this point, you're doing better than most people already. Now it's about scaling up. Max out your IRA, your employer plan, your HSA, if eligible. This is where your money really starts compounding efficiently. Triangle step 7. Only now, invest freely. This is the step everyone wants to start with, but it should come last. Taxable investing. Stocks, ETFs, crypto, whatever fits your strategy. But here's the catch. Unlike retirement accounts, these are taxed along the way. So if you skip earlier steps and come straight here, you're making things harder than they need to be. Brain final thought. Building wealth isn't about finding the perfect investment. It's about doing things in the right order. Because when you get the sequence right, you reduce risk, you keep more of your money, and your growth becomes much more predictable. Most people chase excitement. Smart people build foundations. Target simple breakdown. If you remember nothing else, remember this: emergency fund, high interest debt, employer match, IRA, HSA, max retirement accounts, taxable investing. Follow that, and you're already ahead of the majority of people.